Okay, so we don't have good lighting and whatever. How you guys doing? There's so much to say and I'm so busy. I love it. But I also love talking to you guys and I want to finish my readings and I've been in my Reiki class. I'm about to take over a, um, a massage healing office and things are really happening really fast. Sudden decisions have to be made from work that I've put in for a long time, but it still things seems like success kind of has been striking overnight with things that I didn't necessarily plan on or didn't know was going to happen. So I feel like that's a Uranus Taurus new moon thing. I have Brandy in the background. I'm going to turn her down because I love these songs and they're a distraction for me. And I've also been talking to a lot of our soul tribe out in the world, giving people sessions, giving people readings, forming a unicorn collective. This is what I like to call it. And really seeing what people really need and seeing what I need and what I'm becoming. It's heaven on earth being created. You know, you can heal, and it doesn't have to be like the most painful thing in the world. You can heal amongst your soul tribe and at least have some support. I encourage everyone to reach out and try to find um and you won't have to and if you go to places like your esoteric bookstores or even places where people buy crystals, it just be like-minded people everywhere you go. There's lots of people going through twin flame stuff right now. um Yesterday I was at Phoenix and Dragon in Atlanta. If you've never been there, go. It's amazing. It's like the land of Narnia in that bitch. But I met so many interesting, cool people, and we were just sitting on the floor, giving each other readings and enjoying each other's company. And but what's also happening is that there are people who are new to the to their spiritual journey, having to leave their old friendship systems that are no longer supporting them. Because what happens is you have DNA cellular mental breakdown when you start to leave the matrix, right? And this process can go on for a minute, and some people take to it fast and they just jump on it and then and they ascend. You know what I'm saying? But first you descend, right? And so that you can heal. Like it's real. Like you can't ascend when you're burdened with issues and mainly unlovingness towards yourself. And that's one of the main things that I feel like I'm here to do, is to teach people that it's okay to have an intimate relationship with who you are, get to know yourself. But most of you guys that are attracted to my channel already know this stuff, but just in case people who might click on are new, like using your birth chart and numerology chart, and if you can't afford a reading from a teacher um, or a practitioner or a healer, you can do it yourself. Like you can research yourself basically, because we're all archetypes. Like we're all like computers. We're all programmed with our destiny and our path and what makes us happy, what makes us sad, what we're gonna go through. It's all kind of been written in a book of life type of ordeal. It's kind of magical to me. Um, and life is really magical for me right now. I've done so much work for so long. I've been in the trenches I've like fought the demons and slayed the dragons within my life, within myself, and I feel like I'm reaping the benefits of it, and the benefits is love within myself. Like being neutral is everything in the world. Not really having too many triggers is amazing, and just having the universe just send me all these messages confirming that, that I'm in a space of love. And it's not necessarily romantic love. I'm not with my twin flame or anything like that. Or whether it's a real one or a fake one. I just learned that, like, all you guys are reading all these books and stuff about twin flames. Like, I went through it with my twin flame maybe 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, and now the cycle's happening again, another cycle, and I don't know if this twin flame I had is my real twin or my fake, because somebody was telling me in this book she was reading, it talks about fake twins and stuff, and I'm like, girl, I don't even know. And she was asking me, like, how did you get through all this if there wasn't really any explanation? And I'm like, I don't know. But you find you find a way, and it's not like there weren't any books. I just didn't go searching for those types of answers about my twin flame. I just kind of knew. I just kind of knew that that was my twin flame. I just knew it when I went through it. It was such a intense, like, magical, weird, deep, spiritual, otherworldly experience. I just knew that he was like, we called each other cosmic husband and wife, you know. Um and so this new cycle, I think me and my twin flame, it's like we're partners, but I don't think we're supposed to be in like marriage or anything like that. And I probably was supposed to meet a twin flame or something, but I rejected him. Like, I just didn't want to go through it. I kind of opted out of that system. I, the twin flame energy is to help you face yourself and learn to love yourself. And I don't need nobody to help me do that. I can do that. I'm like, I got it. Like, I'm not looking for. Most of the time when you are in a twin flame relationship, it's because you feel like there's something missing that you can't do for yourself. You're like, somebody loves me the way I need to be loved, but I personally feel like I can love myself the way I need to be loved. No, thank you. Because everything comes with a cost. The opposite end, the other spectrum of that is the fact that you feel like you can't do it yourself. And so your twin flame is bound to let you down. It's like when you put somebody on a pedestal, they always disappoint you. These are all random conversations. I'm just talking to you guys. Like, as a healer, and I'm a leader to some people only because I've made it past the stages that they've gone through. I'm not a leader because I'm superhuman and I don't go through. I I've never had those challenges or anything before. It's just that I've conquered some challenges. Okay. Some people put me on this freaking pedestal and it makes me so aggravated, and it's so refreshing just to sometimes every time hang out with people who don't do that. But I understand when people first get on the path and on a journey, you know, you I kind of was like that too, but I wasn't at the same time because I grew up in church, and so I was already done with putting people on a pedestal. I've already been disillusioned about, like, humans and people in leadership positions, and so I never I claim to have knowledge and to, maybe work through things. I know how to use my intuition, but I'm always learning, always growing, and I do make mistakes. I'm probably less apologetic, and I probably have less guilt, and I probably know how to love myself a little bit more. But I hate being It's like, oh my God. Oh my, I can't. And I don't know how people do it. I don't know how these gurus and stuff out here. I'm like, how? Like, why? I like to have fun and twerk too much. It's like when you put yourself on a pedestal or you let other people put you on a pedestal, you can't have fun. Like sometimes you have to like be lascivious. I feel like you have to have a balance, and maybe that's just my archetype. Maybe my archetype is like, well, you know what? My archetype does go through every level, like every dimension. The Dawn archetype is pretty like stays youthful and but has ancient wisdom at the same time. So I don't know. I'm like, girl, don't put me on a pedestal, please. It's annoying. It's like when I look at you, like you're like, and I'm like, well, that's not my intent. But you know what? It's been like that ever since I was a kid. And something else I've been learning that's really important. Okay, so different people have different reactions to the sun, right? Some people love the sun and they love to lay in the sun and they can't get enough of the sun and it's relaxing for them and it's nourishing for them. And some people can't stand the sun. It's like, like, and so in learning to not take people's different reactions to me personally either way, so you don't I don't believe my own hype, and I don't feel bad about myself either if someone doesn't um like what I have to offer to the world. Different people have different reactions to things. And it really isn't personal either way. Like whether someone likes you or hates you. This is something I've had to learn, and I'm still learning that. I love learning that. I really need that in my life because I cannot be pulled to and fro like the wind, girl. I have to like be solid, stand my ground. It's 9:30. Okay. Um, what else do I want to say? Intimacy. Intimacy is really important. Um, Intimacy with nature. You know, I build my altars and I for intimacy, like I don't do anything out of legalistic I'm not legalistic about things. Like there is no certain rules. There's no certain way to do things. You find your own way. You find what works for you. I learned from one of my teachers because when I first got into making altars and I started to really understand what the archetypes were, girl, I wanted all the archetypes on my altar. I'm like Brahma, I want Lakshmi, I want you, Vishnu, I want all of y'all. Come on my altar. Yes, I love this. And my teacher told me, he was like, if you do that, you're going to mess up your mentality. You're going to be confused. Your mind's going to be fucked up. So, and I understand, because your mind is your altar. Your mind, your heart is your altar. You're as above, so below, as within, so without. You're making an altar to display the elements that are within you. Isn't that poetic and beautiful? Man, I love life. Oh, I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you, universe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But yes, I'm saying that to say that I don't I'm not as like constantly on my altar, constantly meditating all the time. Eventually you get to the point to where your life is a meditation and all the work that you put in, you become it. You become a walking meditation. You become a living, breathing, walking being of the elements of nature and of life. And the whole point of getting started and going in that direction, and you do keep it up and you do keep your life sacred and you do keep your life consecrated and you clear out your energies, but then it just becomes like your way of being, and you don't have to be legalistic about it anymore. But I do understand when you're first getting started, because I was like that too. You study, you study, you study, you study. There's some people that, like, I call it the caterpillar stage, where you're feeding in a feeding frenzy because you're preparing to go into a cocoon where you eventually are probably going to hermit. And oh man, I'm watching some of my clients go through that, and it's so beautiful. I'm like, oh my god, I remember that stage. I remember that stage. That's so cute. That is so sweet. I love it. I love seeing it. It's amazing. It's amazing how far we all come, and it's amazing how far we have to go. Like, I'd say this often because it needs to be said, because sometimes I get mad at new age authors who make it seem like we're going to be in the golden age tomorrow. No, girl. It took us thousands of years to come to this primitive dark age. And it's going to take us thousands of years to get back to like this paradise, you know? And I want to be here for it. And I might be reincarnated as somebody else by the time that comes. Maybe I'll die, and then like I'll come back and I'll be like, I'm back. You know, I don't know. But yeah, I don't even expect by the time I die this lifetime, and maybe that'll be like when I'm 158 or something like that. I'm going to live a long time, hoes. I am. But I'm just one of those people. I believe in stuff like that. What was I saying? What was I saying? Mm-hmm. I haven't even been smoking weed, so I don't know why my memory is like shot to shingles right now. It's 9:34. Internet connection is, it's like, what the bleep? Battery low on my phone? You know, I wish I had something more profound to give you. As in form of a, you know how I stand there and I talk for 5 minutes and I preach or something like that. I don't really have that for you. But I do want to share what's life like, you know? But it's a twofold thing for me. I am letting go of a relationship that gave me the blues, and it's giving me the blues to have that emptiness, you know. But I'm also on the other end extremely happy, like a little fairy sprite, and I'm confused about it. But I guess you just go with it. I'm confused of how I'm both at the same time. I'm like, how am I frustrated and angry about losing this relationship, but it's almost like it that doesn't even matter anymore. And I'm like, how can that not matter anymore? It just doesn't. It's weird. It's a change. It's a new paradigm. It's like a paradigm shift. I can't even hold on to anything from the past anymore. And that's good for me because I am a past holder on tour for dear life, child. I'm a Scorpio sun. What else in my chart makes me like that? Well, that Scorpio sun has a strong hold on me, holding, like, not letting go, not knowing how to let go of shit. So the universe is just kind of like, girl, give me them scissors before you cut yourself. And I'm like, but I need those scissors to cut stuff. You know. Thank you, universe. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you, you guys. Thank you, spiritual warriors and leaders, soul tribe, fairies, everybody, goddesses, gods out there. I appreciate you being you. We need you in this life. Oh, I was talking about the golden age and how it's going to take thousands of years. It is. It's okay. So you can take your time. Take your time. Enjoy the weather, whether it's raining or sunny. That's all I have to say. Enjoy your time with yourself. If you don't have nobody around you, that's a blessing too. If you're in a relationship, that's a blessing. If you're not in a relationship, that's awesome as well. You know, a good state of mind to be in is to just be neutral. Yeah. Allowance. Anything in your system that doesn't just allow you to be, to let things be the way they are. Controlling causes stress. Stress causes acidity in your body. Acidity causes cancer. We all know now. Now we know. Stress isn't worth it. Let it go. Let it go. Like she says on Frozen. So, okay. Aurora says that, doesn't she? That's me. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. I know I'm supposed to do readings, but I have been in Reiki class and I'm studying the lady that taking over her spiritual office. Her practice is leaving to go to Bulgaria in a month. And this is what's happening in my life. It's like I have this opportunity and I just have to like really study, jump in and take over. And the universe is like, go. That's your path. This is who you are. And I'm like, really? Well, all right. I knew that, but damn, the more real it gets, the more I'm like, for real? This is me? Like, this is my life. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is for real. Oh my God. I can't believe. I'm like, ah. Oh my God. I'm so shocked. I am so shocked at how real life is. Anyway, I am so shocked and ecstatic and grateful, and it's unbelievable. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.